it's your friend Daniel Hutchins, and we are back again for another combo video. Yes, another combo video. This is going to be Talks with Dan, videos are random, and more cool stuff. Yes, more cool stuff. So, first I want to let you guys know I did get some new stuff, and I'm really looking forward to showing it to you. Okay, as far as we go, we just need to. Okay. Most importantly, we are trying to get something off the box that I wanted to show you. Wow, this is tight. Oh, come on. Here we go. We're trying to get this monkey off the. This is stuck. Hold on. Okay. We are trying our best to get this monkey. Fuck. Trying our best. It's stuck. For some reason it feels stuck. Okay. Again, we are trying to show you some stuff if I can get this working. Okay. I don't know why this is. Oh. Never mind. Oh my goodness. The fuck. We are trying to work best. We're trying our best to. The fuck. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I'm just going through a little bit of technical difficulties. Yeah, things are okay. I'm just trying to free this monkey. I'm trying to free a monkey right now. I'm freeing a monkey. Come on. Trying to free a monkey. Come on. Ow. Why the hell did my mom? Okay, guys, it'll probably be a little wet until I actually get this started. We just freaking need some scissors. We need some scissors. We need to find scissors. That'd be nice. What the hell is scissors? Hold up. The fuck. Bear with me. I'm looking for something. The hell. I'm trying to look for something right now. The fuck. I can't find my frickin' scissors. God damn it. Where the hell are the damn scissors? Looking for the damn scissors. I can't find them. Okay, we're looking for scissors. Looking for scissors. monkey's gonna need some surgery. We're gonna need some stronger scissors. Okay, guys. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay. I just had to perform some stuffed animal surgery. Yeah, I had to do some stuffed animal surgery because there were popsicle sticks and glue that were stuck to this poor pink monkey. Now, you see, I had to cut the glue off his tummy. See, now he has a. Now I see he has a cotton spot right here. Probably my mom could probably sew it up. But as you see, this is one of the things my mom got me for Valentine's Day was this little pink monkey right here. I had to surgically get the glue off its tummy and his hands. You see. But yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to show you was the pink monkey. Next thing I want to show you was this Valentine's Day puppy that I got. Also, I wanted to also show you that I finally got the Suicide Squad DVD. Yes, I finally got it. It's been a long time, so I finally got it yesterday, the Suicide Squad DVD. And also, I wanted to show you this. This was something I wanted to show you from the Christmas video, but I didn't get to show you. It's the DC Comics Little Book of Comics. You see little books and has a nice collector case. And you see I have the Little Book of Wonder Woman. You see I got the Little Book of Superman. And I also got the Little Book of Batman. Now, if you guys want me to do a video where I read those to you, let me know in the comments, in the chat, and I'll read them to you sometime. Okay, so that's another base I wanted to show you for this combo video. The next thing I wanted to do in this combo video was I wanted to talk more about these. Now, this box obviously I already ate, but these are the brand new Marvel Cake Bites. Now, I was going to use them for Daniel Eats video, but since I already ate the Captain America ones, you can see how much I love them. So I kept the box. You see, they're red, white, and blue cakes. So for the next Daniel Eats video, it's going to be embedded into this video. But these are the Spider-Man Cake Bites from Marvel Cake Bites. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up and I'm going to eat like one of these or maybe two of them, depending. And I'll tell you if they're any good. Okay. Individual wrapped packages. You see, this is what the box looks like. See? Alright, so let's crack these open. These are going to be for Daniel Eats. Okay. So, you see, they're individual. They're really nice. And they're finger foods. See? It also has the Spider-Man colors inside. Now, Captain America was white cake, and Spider-Man was chocolate. So, they're very, very good. Again, you could get them at your local store. They just came out this year, so if you haven't tried them, I suggest you try them. Really good. Next, I want to show you was I'm going to do another Daniel Weeds. Daniel Weeds, She-Hulk, and the 30th year anniversary, the 30-year anniversary of Deadpool. She's Deadpool and is She-Hulk. Okay. So, I know Deadpool had just celebrated his anniversary, So it's a little nod to him. And so you see this book right here. It's also a variant edition. So I'm just going to summarize this as best as I can, because I've already read this like 4 times already. It's very good. Plus you have the nice M&Ms on the back. The M&M on the back. Okay. Alright. So basically, okay, Jennifer Walters is the She-Hulk. She is a former attorney. She hates starting over, but was supposed to be further along by now. But what does she have to show for herself? Well, that's a good question. That's what this book tells you. So something other than being stacked on expired Avenger ID cards and a ring of keys, we know we don't go anywhere. Again, we always thought that it would be making a partner or making a practice of my own, because she is an attorney. She was an attorney. Now, again, at least we thought she'd have her own apartment. And then this guy on the distance says, "Hey, Tiny." And then this is showing the supervillain. This is a supervillain we know, Titania. If you remember the She-Hulk comics, there is Titania. Okay, I'm going to show the pages in this one, so as I thought so. Okay, so Widowy Titania picks up a stop sign, and then she tries to swing it at her. You see, she tries to swing it at her for no goddamn reason, and I don't know why. And then she changes out of her clothes. She literally changes out of her clothes, and then she turns green, and you see she's changing. You see she's taking off her skirt, and you see she's going to turn into the She-Hulk. And then you also see Marvel remembers an artist from 1952 to 2021. You see there's a special nod to one of the old artists right here. Okay. So, then you'll see she is back, baby. She is back. Okay. So then she tries to go head-to-head with Titania about this, where they try to pull this stop sign. And look, she literally throws her across the midair. You see? That's cool. And then you see they have a little bit of like a girl fight. You see they have a girl fight. And then they just keep going. The girl fight continues. And so now they're like in an alley. You see they're in an alley. You see on this page. And then she returns to what appears to be a apartment building or something on this side. Okay. And they say, "Oh, what's going on?" And then they say, "Seriously, I really thank you for doing this." But then, of course, she says, like, "No problem." And then, next thing you know, they're behind traffic. You see honk, honk. You see they're behind traffic now. And then, now, you see them in this, like, really, really, really high-class type of room right here, you see? And then, after that, oh my gosh, I don't even know what this digital code is even. I don't know if this digital code is valid or not. But it says you can redeem it by February the 1st of 2023. That's really cool. So I gotta do that later. And then next thing you know, she's all relaxing. She's relaxing. You see, she's on her gigantic fat bean bag and she's taking a bubble bath. You see? That's fucking awesome. And then, next thing you know, her bath gets interrupted and this dude shows up. And then people like, what's going to happen next? And then, so, yeah, that's how that book ends. Now, I know it was supposed to talk about the variant edition with Deadpool, but unfortunately, it never mentioned Deadpool. It's like, what? So that's what's kind of crazy. After realizing it has Deadpool on the illustration, and then it not have Deadpool, it's like, what a talk about bad advertising. But again, it still delivers your story of the She-Hulk, though. She-Hulk #1 variant. So now I'm feeling kind of hungry again. So I'm going to eat myself another cake bite. Okay. And this is why Americans love sugar. Okay. Okay, everyone. I want to show you this. This is the Lego Star Wars Force Awakens Deluxe Edition gold poster. Now, you see, it doesn't even feel like paper. Because you hear that? It's supposed to be all fuzzy. And then look. You can see a reflection of yourself. See, I can see a reflection of myself. So, I'm going to try to show you whether or not it will hang up or not. Now, I tried, and I tried, and I tried, and it just doesn't budge. You see? Now, every time I try using a thumbtack, it doesn't even budge. So it's like, you call this a poster, but it doesn't even hang on their wall. It's like, what the hell? Okay. Now, you want to see something nice, right? Okay. So, now we are going to be doing a little bit of Daniel Sings. Yeah, we're going to be doing Daniel Sings. Now, on Daniel Sings, the new Daniel Sings is basically I sing a random song, and now you remember it only just by your memory. Okay. Okay, so now hold on. This is not even the right one. Now we are looking for Different Strokes theme song. Okay, you want to know how the Different Strokes theme song goes? Well, I'm going to sing it to the best of my ability and all to my memory. Okay, now we're not even going to use sound. We're just going to do this all by my own memory. Now, since I've seen the show thousands of times and I know how the show goes, I'm just going to sing Different Strokes to you. The Different Strokes theme. Now, here we go. All by my own memory. Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. A man is born, he's a man of means. Then along come two. They got nothing but the jeans. They got different strokes. It takes different strokes. It takes different strokes to move the world. Everybody's got a special kind of story. Everybody finds a way to shine. It don't matter what you got, not a lot. So what? They'll have theirs and you'll have yours and I'll have mine. And together we'll be fine, 'cause it takes different strokes to move the world. Yes, it does. It takes different strokes to move the world. Woo! Yeah. So that's the different strokes done by Daniel Sings. I'm going to do another theme song. I'm going to do different strokes and then I'm going to do happy days. Okay. Now, since you want to know the lyrics to Happy Days theme song, okay, this is all entirely on my own memory. Okay. Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you. These days are all happy and free, those happy days. These days are ours. Share them with me, oh baby. Goodbye, gray sky. Hello, blue. There's nothing can hold me when I hold you. Feel so right, can't be wrong. Rocking and rolling all week long. These days are all happy and free, those happy days. These days are ours. Share them with me. Oh, baby, gonna cruise her around the town. Show everybody what I found. Rock and roll with all my friends. Praying the music never ends. These days are all happy and free, those happy days. These days are ours. Share them with me, oh, baby. These are yours and my happy days. So what do you think? I just did that all on my own memory. So, let me know which TV theme song you want me to do for Daniel Sings. Okay, everybody. We had a little fun. Now, we are going to be doing some article discussions. Okay, article discussions. You ready for some article discussions? Because I know this is what you really guys came for. Okay, article discussions. Okay, everybody, you want to know some article discussions about the comic book universe? I know I sure do. Okay, so we are looking and looking and looking, and we are going to try to find some comic book universe. Yes, we are looking for comic book universe. Now, you want to know 6 characters you never knew were on the Justice League Unlimited. Now, you remember if you grew up in the 2000s, if you were a 90s or a 2000s kid, you would remember Justice League Unlimited. Okay, so Justice League Unlimited has featured hundreds of different DC Comics characters, both iconic and obscure. Now, few of them have slipped under our nose of the most devoted viewers of Justice League Unlimited. Now, Justice League Unlimited is also known to be the series that took place after Justice League. Okay, Justice League Unlimited. You want to know? Beginning with this expansion of the Justice League, we saw scores of new heroes added to the rank. Equal numbers of supervillains banded together in an opposition as the Legion of Doom, the Secret Society. The DC Comics characters populates the cast of the Justice League Unlimited, span to the iconic and yet the obscure. Most were easy most to identify, with series producer Bruce Timm and James Tucker choosing those characters with interesting visuals and power mindsets, though some were just little screen time were easy enough to name. Now, however, dealing with many of those characters, you have to lack the time to feature each and every one, including a very few deep cuts. Because deep cuts can happen. Again, most iterative fans would struggle to successfully name them all, whether due to the lack of time or simply because of the Justice League Unlimited's original standard definition broadcast. But in some cases, it took many, many years for people or fans to complete the list of all the characters appearing in the landmark show. Here are some of the most obscure superheroes. You ready? Hugo Strange Nightwing. Okay, two for the price of one. Batman the Animated Series and other DC media, the shows that Justice League Unlimited was restricted to cameos, which skipped past many viewers during the days. Again, the Batman Animated Series episode, we know the strange secrets of Bruce Wayne, has appeared when Project Cadmus had a roundtable of Justice League Unlimited, the Doomsday Sanctions, which had an appearance that sets up the Dick Grayson and Nightwing, a regular from the Batman Animated Series, to both the Fox Kids and the Kids WB. Again, this has appeared in Justice League Unlimited, the Grudge match, overlooking the city of Bloodhaven, where we know Nightwing is the hero. Again, we already know this. At least you should know that. Again, if you read his comics. Now, neither character appeared outside the two brief scenes of Bat Embargo, which policies have restricted appearances of the Batman family outside of the Batman, an unrelated animated series produced by alongside with Justice League Unlimited. Yes, but there are a few minor Bat characters that skirt past the Justice League Unlimited. Batman himself was permitted, though. Strange was not. Hugo Strange is not, even though he was later replaced by an evil scientist we know, Dr. Moon. Nightwing has slipped into the show a brief shadow cameo primarily identified to much malignant mullets. Nightwing always wore his mullet. Okay, everybody. Now, next on the list is Gork. Now, I know it sounds like a weird name, but for most of the most obscure characters made in Justice League Unlimited is Gork. Gork made one of his only comic book appearances in the 1978 Detective Comics number 480. Appears in the Justice League Unlimited, The Cat and the Canary. It was a participant of the Roulette Meta Brawl. Gork has also stood alongside his fellow fighters as they await the arrival of main headliners, Atomic Skull. Now, as other fighters such as Bloodsport, Hellgrammit, and Eagle Star also appeared later in that episode, though later members of the Legion of Doom, Gork, however, is limited to his one moment. Most likely chosen for a unique appearance of the Justice League Unlimited, the creative team and their fondness for obscure character selections, Gork can be easily mistaken for Amygdala, which is another large bald Batman foe. Relatively minor, Amygdala's frequent appearance in the 1990s with Nightwing supporting character, therefore after led many to assume this was him. Once one of those has become aware of Gork, though, it is difficult to imagine how this could be anyone else. While Amygdala has gone on to appear on Gotham and Batwoman, this remains Gork and his signature shot in the big time. Okay, everybody. Swamp Thing. You want to know more about Swamp Thing? Yeah, Swamp Thing. Potentially the big stretch of this list is Swamp Thing. Yeah, Swamp Thing is at least a character bearing a strong resemblance to him. Now, appeared in the first full crowd shout of the new expanded Justice League in the Justice League Unlimited pilot episode, Initiation, he made up many of the easy-to-identify heroes. Now, a random non-character made a cut, such as a brown wig character of an image above, so again suggests this isn't really Swamp Thing. But here's the problem. We know it's Swamp Thing. There are small details that suggest this was Swamp Thing. Now, early in production of the Justice League Unlimited, the producers approached several notable comic book creators to contribute to groundbreaking writers with artist Jim Steranko. Steranko has the original pitch for an episode featuring none other than the Swamp Thing. Is a concept that is turned down by DC Comics due to his character being under Vertigo, which is also owned by DC, is an umbrella in the time, and as to indicate his place to keep mature audiences imprinted separate from the mainstream of DC Universe. Steranko's episode would become the Mr. Miracle starting the ties that bind. Okay, nevertheless though, the alien character that resembles Swamp Thing has cameoed in the Justice League Unlimited preceding incarnation of Justice League in the episode we know, Comfort and Joy. Yes, Comfort and Joy. Giving fans an idea of what this character would have looked like before he received the full Bruce Timm DC Animated Universe treatment in, you guessed it, the 2017 Batman Harley Quinn film. Yep. Nightfall. Yeah, Nightfall. Again, appearing as a seat filler and villain in the Justice League Unlimited's Legion of Doom, Nightfall was one of the trickier characters for fans to identify. Before their series became available in high definition, the member of the minor Justice League adversaries, the Cadre, her teammates has previously appeared in episode we call it Clash. Now before they joined the LOD, which is Legion of Doom. Now, Nightfall is a longtime member of the Cadre who seemed to be on odd mission, particularly from the Legion of Doom expansion. Yes, Legion of Doom expansion. Now, after becoming available on high definition, we know Nightfall has quickly become identified for reasons why she was initially difficult to become clear. Now, when her character in the Justice League Unlimited creative team opted to use her character in her short-lived look in the early 2000 series, The Power Company, we know The Power Company if you read The Power Company comics, these replaced Nightfall's standard costume with a black ensemble. This also removed her nose for some reason, although doing outside the intendant of the Legion of Doom meetings, we know Nightfall appearance is filled with a crucial hole for Cadre completist. Okay, everybody, next is Murmur. Yes, Murmur. The hardest cameo to spot in all of the Justice League Unlimited 39 episodes was Murmur. Yes, Murmur. Now, I know it sounds like a weird name, but again, here we go. Murmur made a single appearance in the episode Flash in Substance. He was buried deep in the background of a shot littered with character cameos. Murmur can be spotted along a clientele of a supervillain bar seconds in the episode. This is really easy to miss, because particularly not viewing the episode in high definition, Murmur's appearance is easy to discount as a random background character with superficial similarities. Therefore, that's enough to calmly suggest that he's making his non-comic debut. He was introduced in the 2001 Flash, Iron Heights, original graphic novel. Michael Christian Amar, a.k.a. Murmur, has become part of the Geoff Johns-led revitalization of the Flash comics, one of the number of many new Rogues Galleries members that also appeared in the series and, of course, the Iron Heights original graphic novel alone. We know that receiving a proverbial shot in the arm in the time, the Flash-centric Justice League Unlimited episode has seemed unnatural with the Flash in Substance dug deep into the Flash mythos. Notably, however, this episode seemed to focus on the Barry Allen era Rogue Gallery, glossing over some of the unique and current, like we say, the Flash Wally West, and also some post-credits are created by Johns and Company. Geoff Johns and Company. Again, we know. So, Murmur, his unmistakable hairstyle and mask, however, positioned him to the sole member of this era, making him in the show. Definitely his character is very hard to identify unless you remember the series with the bar. Yeah, if you watch the episode, you realize he's in the background of a bar. That's where you'll find him. So, which characters did you know or realize were in Justice League Unlimited? Let me know your thoughts. Again, this is just a little something something that I wanted to show. Again, 6 characters you might never realize were on Justice League Unlimited. From our special friend Comic Book Resources. Okay, so we're going back to Comic Book Resources exclusives, everyone, and we are actually doing some more stuff. Okay, so do you want to know the history of the weapon, the Batarang? Yes, the Batarang. You know, the Batarang is like a very popular weapon used by Batman. The Dark Knight trilogy has changed Batarangs forever. Now, you know the staple of Batman mythology if you know the Batarang, which is basically like a weapon that's the weapon choice used by Batman, and how Christopher Nolan trilogy has changed how the Batarang was perceived. Okay, everybody, you want to know the history of the Batarang? I can tell you about the Batarang from the Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. So many fans of the Batman think of the character, it's hard not to think about the Batmobile, or utility belt, or his cowl. But most understated item is the Batarang. Yes, the Batarang. Now, during the early years of the comics and in live action, the Batarang served as a boomerang, a special Batman-shaped boomerang that Batman could throw. It would return to him, and his tool would often have applications over the use. Also, we know Christopher Nolan has helmed the Dark Knight trilogy. He has streamlined the use of the Batarang. Yes, the Batarang. He's changed how it was used forever. So, okay, everyone. In 1989, yep, the 1989 Batman film, and its later sequel, Batman Returns in 1992, you know there was a remote controlled Batarang, which usually is used to target enemies and take them out once. Batman Forever had a sonar Batarang, which was used to stop the Riddler plan to wipe the minds of Gotham City, and those are rarely used as weapons to take the guns out of criminal hands and to even pin on enemies on the wall. But that didn't mean the applications were only limited to gimmicks. No, everybody, no, you're wrong, because there's more. So, when Batman Begins had hit theaters back in 2005, we know it reinvigorated the Batman mythos, but introducing a more grounded hero. Yes, the Christian Bale Batman. Yes, not only was his every step of his training shown, but why his batsuit and his other gadgets were operated and how they were explained. Now, again, the villains had origins and explanations, again, you know, like Scarecrow, and also you had Joker, and you had Bane, and you had Catwoman. Yeah, they had halfway Catwoman. Again, we were talking more about the Batarang, but I'm also telling you some other background stuff. Okay, so the Batarang is basically a boomerang used by Batman. Okay, Dark Knight Trilogy. Batman trained with the ninjas we know as the League of Shadows. Yes, the League of Shadows. His master again was Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul. Now that's where he got his training from. The League of Shadows from Ra's al Ghul. Again, we know Ra's al Ghul from Batman Begins. Again, we know Batarangs are used more like a gimmick for Batman to use, but they were very helpful. Yes, they were very helpful, and they serve a larger purpose in his history. Yes, in his history. Therefore, the Nolan perspective of the Dark Knight trilogy has shifted the iconography from the earlier Batmans into his Batmans. Again, which has made the fraction of many Batman fans endure. Again, it's enough to get a message across to anyone that dares to testify him. Batarangs haven't been used in the Batman promotional material, but it has been every iteration of the Nolan trilogy. Has been proven everything. Now we know it's an application of those weapons that makes a new status quo for his character. Now considering how brutal his version is, it's interesting to know that the Batman will exact his violent blade of justice with the fist and the weapons we know, the Batarang. Yeah, okay, everyone. So, what do you think about the connection about how Dark Knight Trilogy has changed the famous Batman weapon we know, the Batarang? Okay, let me know your thought about that. I think that's pretty cool. So, we're going to go back to comic book exclusives. I gotta use the bathroom real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, I told you it was going to be a few minutes, but now I'm back. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about some more stuff. Yes, more stuff. And of course, most notably, I'm going to try to sit down for the rest of this video, or this combo video, as we call it. It's the combo video. Okay, so we are going to keep going, everyone. Yes, we are going to keep going. You want to know more about the Peacemaker? Yes, I'll tell you more about the Peacemaker, everyone. Peacemaker has just landed a new tongue wagging Hot Toys figure, and it also includes his sidekick animal, Eagly. Yes, based on the likeness from the Suicide Squad and his show, the Peacemaker action figure by Hot Toys now allows a changeable display of alternating pieces. Yes, everyone. Hot Toys is soon going to allow you to have your very own Peacemaker and Eagly. A new 6-scale action figure captures the likeness of an actor and wrestler we know, John Cena, Christopher Smith, the anti-hero we know, Peacemaker. He stands at about a rough estimation of 12.4 inches tall. The figure also features Smith in his classic costume and his Aham uniform, and again, he's keeping his peace no matter how many men, women, and children he has to kill. Now we know the figure also comes with Peacemaker's beloved friend sidekick Eagly. Yes, Eagly. Again, you can also, most importantly, there's actual things that, or pictures or leaks of photos from that are actual official distributor Sideshow action figures that show the Peacemaker from made by Hot Toys. Yeah, you can check out the photos here underneath the Peacemaker action figure article here on CBR, Comic Book Resources. But I'm going to go back to this article later, and I'm going to save the photos and use them for my social media later. Again, fans of the DC Extended Universe know that the figure also allows you to model the Peacemaker based on both the character's outing of the Suicide Squad and his own show from the HBO Max. This collectible also includes an axe and a sword, which the Peacemaker used in the 2021 blockbuster, as well as his classic helmet and other little details and parts you have from the show. Alright, everyone. So, you can check out the Peacemaker 6-scale collectible action figure from Hot Toys. You can check the article here on Comic Book Resources or any other website that offers it. But the Peacemaker Sonic Boom helmet also is available on the figure, along with the attachable tongue that changes expression. Thus, if you want to make him look like he's funny, or if you want to see him jam into the Wigwam's Do You Want to Taste It theme song, we know the other rock and roll hits you can. Numerous other pieces allow you to offer 30 points of articulation, with Eagly also having a set of interchangeable wings for various poses. Again, you can check it out. Again, figure arrives in time just for that show we know, HBO Max. Cena has also commented how the audiences are going to shift toward his character and his future. Because there's like Suicide Squad is like everyone says, fuck this guy. But Cena continues to say, hey, I'm just trying to make a growth. And it's great to see how the audience can hang in there with him on an episodic journey and entertained by now what we want to see more. Because after all, like I said in another video, he is going to have another season. It's confirmed by James Gunn. Now, again, we know the renewal of the new season is actually going to come. It's confirmed. We just don't know the date as to when. So, you want to know the price of this action figure, right? So, the action figure is priced anywhere at $275. Yes, a hefty number at $275. $275 available from a pre order. Again, you can have it expected to ship to your house or your apartment or wherever you live from May and between May and July of 2023. If you want to pre-order it now, there's plenty of time. You can go back and watch the series. You can watch all the episodes on HBO Max. Again, everybody, you want to know more about Peacemaker? So I told you more about Peacemaker. He now has a new toy that's released now called the Peacemaker 6-scale collectible action figure, specially by Hot Toys, and it also has included his sidekick animal, Eagly. Okay, so I thought you should probably know that because, like I said, if you like collectibles and you like toys and you like Peacemaker, then I just told you there's now a Peacemaker toy. And it's a collectible, though, but collectibles, toys, whatever you call them, they're all good, yo. They're all good. It's okay. So, now we are actually going to switch over to our friend Screen Rant. Yes, we're going to switch over to our friend Screen Rant. Yes, we're talking about some things from Screen Rant. All right, everybody. You want to know what's going on in the universe of Screen Rant? I can let you know. All right, everybody. So, you want to know more about Batgirl? Yes, Batgirl. Batgirl costume has suggested the Oracle will not happen, and this is bad. Okay, so Oracle is a big part of Barbara Gordon character. To reveal that Batgirl movie has suggested it might not show in the DC universe. 8 hours ago, everyone. Now, Barbara Gordon is set to make her cinematic debut later in the year, an HBO Max Batgirl movie. Now, we know her costume in the movie suggests the Barbara's other alter ego, Oracle. Again, will not make an appearance in these series. Now, again, we all know that trying to decipher this isn't part of the DC universe. Pre-Flashpoint reboot canon. Again, we know it's a task of itself, though, but Batgirl is part of the main canon. There is reason to argue or believe the story is taking place in the universe where Barbara never undergone the circumstances to lead her to her second heroic identity. It comes down to reveal her to Batgirl. Yes, Batgirl. Now, the Bat family is prone to costume changes, perhaps more noted than the mainline DC comics. Her character herself, Batgirl, has been going through several different iterations. We know she's kind of gone through kind of some ups and downs, and we know this one that we're looking at is the new 52 Batgirl. The new 52 Batgirl, Batgirl from the Burnside. Okay, buddy. So, the choice of Batgirl's newest live action costume, as we just said, is from the new 52 Batgirl of Burnside. Again, we just noticed that again, we know Barbara Gordon has first appeared in Batman in 1961. Most notable, the Batman number 139, 1961. Also, her circumstance has changed in the Batman Killing Joke, which is a acclaimed series from 1988, where we saw Batgirl got paralyzed by the Joker and became what we know as Oracle. But since we're not going to be able to see Oracle, we just have to sit and kind of wonder what's going to happen. Again, Oracle is not going to happen, sadly. Yes, Oracle is not going to happen. So as we just said, Oracle is not going to happen, unfortunately. So, if you're trying to expect Oracle to show up in the Batgirl movie, then your answer is no. She is not going to show up. Oracle is not showing up. Okay. Alright. So you want to know more, everyone? You want to know more? I'll tell you some more. Okay. So, Stan Lee has just fixed the Spider-Man worst story ever after some fan outrage. Yes, Spider-Man fans have hated the dissolution of Peter and Mary Jane's marriage in the One More Day storyline. Stan Lee has undid that by Spider-Man comic strip. Yes, 12 minutes ago, everyone, hot off the truck. Again, everyone, Spider-Man fans have waited decades for Marvel to undo this damage from the One More Day event. Stan Lee used the Amazing Spider-Man newspaper comics to fix this. Now, the comic strip is not a canon of Marvel Comics, though it has offered fans a place to read stories where Peter Parker and Mary Jane marriage was never broken up and remained a couple. In 2007, we know 2007 as Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire, but again, One More Day, yes, the One More Day event, is considered to be the worst Spider-Man story of all time. Spearhead by, again, the editor-in-chief Joe Quesada, this story is intended to bring Spider-Man back to his roots, of being a single young man juggling his career and his secret identity. In order to do that, we have to erase all the years of stories we didn't reveal his identity in the 2005, yes, the 2005 Civil War, and his 1987 wedding to Mary Jane Watson. Solution was they came up to Peter, made a deal with the devil Mephisto to erase his memory of marriage as Spider-Man's unmasking. Fans were outraged, but the changes remain to be in place to this very day. Again, the Amazing Spider-Man comic strips ran from 1977, most noted, to 2019, primarily written by Stan Lee with art by his brother Larry Lieber. In 2000, we saw him step down from the writing. Stories were plotted by ghosts that were written by Marvel Comics great Roy Thomas under the supervision of Stan Lee. Comic strips are largely identified and separate from events of real comics. Now, comic strips and comics are different. Remember that. So, exception of 1987 wedding and the dissolution of the marriage 2 decades later, the strip was published again in 2009, New Year's Day, January 1st, 2009. Peter Parker woke up in his Aunt May's house, again as a single student, a single person, a single man college student. In order to get his comic book strip more in line with the Spider-Man status quo, in the comic books, his marriage was undone. However, unlike the books, the change in newspaper strips would only last about 5 months. Ain't that crazy? Okay, so Peter returned to his day as a swinging single has spanned in a storyline of one comic strip. Yes, this strip has moved out of the glacial place. Now, 5 months to tell a story about Spider-Man fighting Electro, and has taken up probably the one comic book issue. We know Stan Lee has publicly supported the change of the One More Day event. Yes, and Thomas gave the fans what he wanted. Now, again, we know May 24th of 2009, that comic book strip has showed Peter waking up the next day and saying, Mary Jane. And it turned out the dissolution of the marriage had been all just a dream. The last panel reads, you guessed it, true believer. They decided to bow your letters and then say Peter and Mary Jane are married again. Huh. This has been married for the rest of the strip run. Again, many Marvel comic book fans noticed the One More Day story in the aftermath was a bad dream. Unlike the comic strip version of Peter Parker, it's noted that they wake up from whatever, and then we see Marvel has gone their hopes up several times. The Kindred storyline of Nick Spencer's recent event of Amazing Spider-Man is read to many readers believing the change would finally be undone. So far, those hopes have not come to fruition. One More Day has went to great length to break up the Spider-Man and Mary Jane wedding, and we know this has set up Stan Lee as one of the more powerful people to bring it back together. Okay, everybody. Okay, you want to know more about Stan Lee? I can tell you more about Stan Lee. Stan Lee has now regretted replacing Gwen Stacy with Mary Jane. Yes, Stan Lee now regrets replacing Gwen Stacy to Mary Jane. Stan Lee has revealed he never wanted Spider-Man and Mary Jane to end up as a couple. His true love was always Gwen Stacy. Okay, this is from last year. Okay, I know it's outdated, but we gotta talk about this. Spider-Man and Mary Jane Watson are a classic comic couple, but Stan Lee has always intended Peter Parker to end up with his other true love, Gwen Stacy. Long-term plans changed in the comics is nothing new, but this idea Stan Lee never imagined Peter and MJ in a couple might come to a shock as both the fan characters. Now, they set up their ups and their downs through their decades, but the change in love interest can be attributed to different writers. The changing of the 1960s society, an eventual bow into the pure pressure from the many Marvel comic readers and fans of Spider-Man. Gwen Stacy first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man number 31. She was published in 1965. Yes, in a story that's called If This Be My Destiny. Now, in this story, Peter was introduced to Gwen in college. She took a really large liking to him immediately, but her advances fell to her deaf ears. Peter constantly gave her and everyone else a cold shoulder. Aunt May was quite ill, and Peter's mental health was in serious jeopardy. They let him become erratic, irritable, and aloof. We know Stan Lee clearly intended the two characters to have a rocky beginning before they became friends and more classic lovers. Now we know, conversely though, Mary Jane was introduced just as a joke. She was supposed to just be a run gag, but Aunt May would constantly attempt to set up Peter with Mary Jane, who lived next door. She was the girl next door. Now, again, assume that anyone with Aunt May's seal of approval must be boring, plain, behind the time character, now famous panel at the end of Spider-Man number 42 in 1966. This has showed Peter shocked when Mary Jane first revealed her face. Face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot, she said. And Stan Lee didn't know this yet, but again, the moment of was beginning to end for Peter and Gwen. Now, in Stan Lee's original plan was Mary Jane was to serve as the other woman, whom Peter would date sometime before realizing Gwen Stacy was the person who really wanted to rest his life. To facilitate this storyline, MJ was made a trendy mod girl. Now, again, she stood in direct contrast to Gwen Stacy. Again, they have a rivalry. Now, in a certain extent, we know the plan worked, but Peter dated Mary Jane. The two eventually broke up after, again and again and again and again. Complication with being Spider-Man in the way of Peter's love life and began a relationship with Gwen Stacy. Despite those plans, Lee decided to map out because fans wanted to see more of Mary Jane. The very more characters that are made interesting in Peter's life were made interesting to the reader. While the death of Gwen Stacy wasn't written for an intention of bringing MJ and Peter together again, it was because Gwen made Peter content and writers loved the content of Spider-Man. Again, it did eventually lead to a relationship with Gunn one time after, but it must be noted, guys, that in a time in a story publication, Lee has stepped down and said actively writing Amazing Spider-Man and passed on the job to Jerry Conway. His decision to kill off Gwen Stacy was something Lee never wanted. Conway had just killed Gwen Stacy. I don't want to kill her. A few issues later, I had to kill Gwen Stacy's father. Now we know it looked like we had some hatred for the Stacys. We were out to destroy him, which was of course not the case, he said in a decision. After Jerry Conway did that, of course. Now, for his part, Conway despised Gwen Stacy, saying Gwen Stacy is a non-entity, just another pretty face. She brought nothing to a mix. It made no sense for me and Peter Parker would end up with a babe like her, who had no problems. Now, only a damaged person would end up with a damaged guy like Peter Parker. Perhaps Conway was right. But again, perhaps Mary Jane troubled past the Spider-Man terrible mistake, meaning the two were perfect of each other. Perhaps Lee had made more stories in his head for Peter and Gwen that were not moved by both characters in their life. Unfortunately, fans will never know. Yes, they will never know. Okay, let me know your thoughts about that. It's really important that you know what's going on with Stan Lee and his original intention for Gwen Stacy. I thought it's really important to clear that up because, Spider-Man news is really important news. So again, the time check right now is 1 hour and 6 minutes and 20 so seconds. Now again, we are going to keep going. Yes, we're going to keep going. We're going to talk about one more thing from Screen Rant, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Alright, so. Alright. So you want to know more about James Gunn. Okay, Suicide Squad director James Gunn had just revealed his top 3 favorite TV shows of all time. Okay, everyone, you want to know more about the personality of James Gunn? I can tell you. James Gunn has revealed his top 3 favorite television series of all time in a very lengthy Twitter thread answering to fan questions with a classic show making the cut. This was an hour ago, everyone. You want to know more about James Gunn? Yes, James Gunn. James Gunn, director of the critically acclaimed Suicide Squad, revealed his top 3 favorite TV shows. Now, we know Gunn has began his Hollywood career in the 90s as a screenwriter and independent comedy person. Now, again, venturing in both comedy and horror, and his scripts in 2002 live-action Scooby-Doo and the 2004 remake, Monsters Unleashed, and again, The Dawn of the Dead. Now, again, we know this. If you were alive back in 1990, you probably know that. Again, Gunn made his directorial debut in the cult horror film we know, Sliver. Now, Sliver is one of the best cult horror films we know. Again, both genres. Again, the writer-director then turned to superheroes. He penned the script for the award-winning Guardians of the Galaxy and his sequel, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. One of the movies talked about the death of his mom, and the other one talked about the death of his dad. Again, Peter Quill, specifically. Now, again, we know 2008, Gunn has joined Twitter. He remained very vocal on the platform ever since. In 2018, we know, however, Disney has removed this director after his controversy tweets had surfaced. He publicly accepted Disney's decision, and he joined the DC Extended Universe to make the Suicide Squad. They later rehired him to make the last Guardians of the Galaxy film, which is supposed to be the very last one, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Despite returning the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he wants to continue writing for DC Extended Universe with the Suicide Squad spin-off TV show, Peacemaker. Yes. So in line of his usual active social media presence, Gunn has recently took to Twitter again to reveal his top 3. We want to know his top 3 TV shows. You want to know his top 3 TV shows? You can check it out. He's revealed his favorites on trio. We know it's Rick and Morty, The Wire, and The Patriot. You can check out his tweet below. Again, so they say they want to ask. First tweet says, "What are your top 3 kung fu films?" The first tweet on Twitter says, "Top 3 kung fu films: Kung Fu Hustle, Fang Sei Luke, and Legend of Drunken Master." His favorite TV shows. You want to know his 3 favorite TV shows is Rick and Morty, The Wire, and The Patriot. Yes, those are his 3 favorite TV shows. Rick and Morty, The Wire, and The Patriot. Those are his favorite 3 TV shows. Again, Rick and Morty is obviously in Gunn's top 3. He frequently shares he's adored that series. Patriot, also on Prime Video, and then also his other one, has no big surprise as well. Now, he's used hit like the Suicide Squad, but certainly shows Peacemaker creator has also had some gritty television like The Wire. That's often been referred to the best TV dramas of all time, and he actually agrees. Now again, Gunn has a docket of full future of MCU and DCU projects, with Peacemaker Season 1 finale just airing, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 probably going to be the very last one. Now again, Suicide Squad director Top 3 Fred, plus his pen chance for his other reveals, has behind-the-scene tidbits of various films and TVs on Twitter. Be sure to follow him on Gunn's future projects of all-time highs. Alternatively, though, his top 3 TV shows has simply gave us more insight of his inspiration when creating new projects. Okay, everyone. So, Let me know your thoughts about that. That's just about if you wanted to know more about James Gunn as a person, per se. You want to know his favorite TV shows. I just told you. It's Rick and Morty, The Wire, and The Patriot. Those are his favorite shows. Now, again, yeah, that's what's going on. So, again, I'm just chilling. Um, I'm just going to slip this comic book back in the plastic. And again, like I said, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this little combo video. And again, if you want to see more combo videos, let me know. I'm probably also going to be doing some late night videos. So if you want to see a combo video somewhere in the future of late night videos, also let me know. And you have a nice night. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.